You know what's worse than watching Chelsea lose at home to Man U while you're moving into a new place, as you can see behind you, and you're working your butt to the bone the entire day and you're sweating your ass off? Having to listen to Graham Lasso talk about how bad Chelsea is and how amazing Man U looks. You would think he played for Man U, not Chelsea. What's up, guys, and welcome to the Blues and Stripes. So yeah, I'm kind of done with Rosenior at this point. I said it before, I wanted to give him time. I think it was very unfair how he was treated at the beginning of all of this. I don't think people actually gave him time to see what he could do. But now I think we've seen what he can do. And 5 shutouts in a row, obviously not counting the FA Cup match, which it's Port Vale, so of course not. 5 shutouts in a row, and it culminates getting shut out by Man U's C team defense. A defense consisting of Luke Shaw, Heaven, Mazraoui, and Delo. That is a trash back four, and they shut us out at home. That's not good enough. And for a senior, what's changing? What are you doing to change things? I know he can't help the injuries. I realize that's a problem. Not having James sucks. Losing Esteval in the first half sucks. Losing João Pedro before this match sucks. I get he can't help all of that, but we still have enough quality on the pitch to get something done. So what is he doing to get this team better? From what I can tell, nothing. And so I am at a point now where I think he needs to go. We need to just get him out, let Callum McFarlane take it for the rest of the season. At the very least, I know he didn't win in the 2 games he was in charge here, but at the very least we were scoring goals. And if we're not going to win for the rest of the season, I'd at least like to see us score some goals. And with the way we're seniors going, I could honestly see us helping Tottenham stay up. And I don't want to see that. So get him out, done with him. And on top of that, go ahead and get Winstanley and Stewart out as well, because they're not doing their jobs. I talked about it a little bit in the previous video. They are the ones that need to go. All this talk about the owners need to go, blah, blah, blah. No. We need to get rid of these sporting directors, because they're the ones that are making the decisions on the pitch that we are seeing that's not getting the job done. They're the ones that need to be fired for how awful they're doing in their jobs, which, by the way, should be run by one person, not 2. So for me, it's got to be Rosenior gone after this. 5 shutouts in a row is not good enough. And Winstanley and Stewart, for all of the poor decisions they made, for some of the players they let go, for the managers they brought in, they're not doing their jobs. And from what I understand, it's kind of on them that Pochettino decided to leave, and I don't think that was a good decision. I think we should have given him some time to see what he could do. And now that we've had a year and a half of Maresca and now a couple of months of Rosenior, these players are starting to lose that quality that we saw Poch instill into them. So that's my rant about the backroom staff. As far as the players on the pitch, most of these guys I would not be too sad to see go. Once again, the only highlight of the game is Hato. I said it before, but for a guy that was brought in to be a left back, kind of getting shoehorned into center back, especially at a young age, he's done pretty well recently. He had that one poor game against Karabakh, but other than that, I think he's looked pretty solid when he's had to step in there. This is 2 games in a row where he's probably been our best player on the pitch. Like, there were several moments where we needed to get forward, we needed to get going, and he would pick up the ball and just go on these mazy runs, take it through 3 or 4 players and get us down the pitch, and then he'd give it to somebody like Garnacho who'd give it away. So that I did want to at least point out the one positive today. Hato, I think, looks really good. He's looking like a good quality pickup. But yeah, everything else, it was either mid or just terrible. Cucurella had some decent moments, but overall wasn't the same type of defender that we're used to seeing that shuts it down on the left side and also gets up and looks effective in the box. Fofana looked fine today, better than what I'm used to seeing from him, which is losing track of runners. In fact, it was when he was off the pitch that everybody shut off and we let Cunha run in completely uncontested. So at least Fofana's looking somewhat better than he has been. Gusto, he needs to go. I'm sorry. I'm just done watching him. I'm done watching him cross to nobody. I'm done watching him defensively shut off, because he and Neto combined for that goal. Like, Neto lets Cunha go with no attempt to go with him, and Gusto is just standing. He's not marking anybody. Caicedo was at least getting marked out by somebody. I don't remember who it was, but he's there and he's getting marked out by somebody. Gusto's just standing and watching it all happen, just waiting for somebody else to, because he does it all the freaking time. I'm sick of watching him get beat from behind because he's completely square. He's not opened up to see the whole pitch, which they teach you when you're fucking 6 years old. I'm sick of watching that. He does it so damn often, and we just keep playing him. Keep playing him. At this point, it should be Achimpong until James gets back. Like, that's got to be it. Gusto's not cutting it. He's not giving us anything on the other side of the ball. When he gets down the pitch, his crosses are terrible, constantly gives it away. In fact, there was one moment he stopped a counterattack for us because he and Neto are interconnecting pretty well. Nice little back and forth. And then Neto puts him into space and he decides, I'm going to do one more back flick, and gives it away to a Man U player. He's just not good enough to be here. He had a really good season under Poch, and since then he's dropped off and he looks like a championship player now. I don't want to see him here anymore. Caicedo and Enzo in the midfield, fine. Didn't really do too much on either side of the ball to really instill confidence in that pairing. I still think our best midfield at the moment is Caicedo and Santos at the holding, and then Enzo coming in off the left, Cucurella doing the overlap. I think that has been the best look for our team setup since Rosinier's come in. I don't know why he's not gone back to that since. I think the Burnley match was the last time we saw that. But yeah, individually, both of them, they had some good moments, they had some bad moments. It was just a very mixed performance. Palmer looks like a shadow of himself these days. He looks like he completely lacks confidence. Everything he does, you could tell he's trying to think too much about what to do next. And I don't understand where this has come from. Wouldn't be surprised if it was Maresca, because Maresca seemed to want to coach that clever, almost thoughtless play. It almost felt like he didn't have to think about what he was going to do. He just did it because his body just acted on instinct. All that instinct feels like it's been coached out of him now. And now he has to think about everything he's doing. Every time he gets the ball, it's too slow. He has to take 3 or 4 seconds to think about what to do. By that point, it's too late. Man U's completely packed in, and now he doesn't have any options. So we need to get a manager who just lets him be himself, who can get that confidence back in him to play on instinct instead of trying to think about what to do next. Neto, for all his hard work, the fact that he's the one that loses track of Cunha to start, it's embarrassing. He should be tracking him all the way into the box. And then on the other side of the pitch, didn't really see much from him today. He's taking shots when he shouldn't be taking shots. He's passing when he should be taking a shot. It's almost like watching Matty Weke again. Esteval looked pretty creative when he was on. Unfortunately, he got injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but that is going to be a blow because he seems to be the one that's actually trying to do something creative and inventive when he gets in the box. Everybody else is just the bare bones, pass it, just hope for a tiny little opening, and it's boring. It's Maresca ball all over again. Garnacho gave the ball away too many times. He just does not look like a player that we should have spent money on, and I said it at the beginning of the season, and it's still true, so it's another thing that I've been proven right on. And then for Delap, I mean, it's unlucky for a senior that João Pedro is injured, but Delap's not good enough. We know this. We know he's not good enough. He's shown he's not good enough throughout this entire season. And this is why Jackson should be here still. I know people will disagree with that. I think it should have been João Pedro and Jackson fighting it out for the number 1 spot, interchanging. They could possibly even play off of each other. But as it is, we have João Pedro, and that's the only striker we have because Delap is not good enough and Guiu's too young. As far as the other subs that came in, Chalobah came in for Fofana and Achapong came in for Gusto. Not really much changed in the back line from that point on. We didn't really look like conceding because Man U were happy to sit in because they knew we weren't going to score on them. But it was nice to see at least Chalobah coming back because we've missed him in the back, I think. And then Lavia came on for Enzo, who looked like he got injured at the end, so who knows if he's going to be out for a little bit as well. Don't really remember seeing much from Lavia, but then again, I wasn't watching too much at that point in the match because I could just tell. It was one of those matches, we hit the post a couple of times. It felt like we were just getting a little unlucky, but really at the end of it, it comes down to the quality is not there for these players right now. They're not playing well enough. The confidence is low. They've got a manager that doesn't know how to coach them back to being the quality players that they can be because he's never had to deal with that at this level. And even though I was one of the few people that wanted to give Rosinio time to see if he could do it, even I knew when he first came in that that was going to be the slipping point. If these players dropped in form, if these players lost their mentality, was he going to have the chops to turn it around? Probably not, because he's not coached players at this level before. And that's what happened with Potter. Maresca had a little bit more experience from his time at Man City, working with top quality players, but even he struggled to turn their mentality around at times. The only one that seemed to turn their mentality around and get them playing well was Poch at the end of his season, because he's actually managed at the top level before. He's managed some big players before. We need another manager who's managed big players before. That's the type of quality manager we need at this point. And unless Winstanley and Stewart are willing to change their mind on that, I think we're going to continue to suffer. Ultimately, end of the season, we're probably not going to get any more wins. I really hope we at least get a draw against Tottenham so we can try to put them down, because that's about the only joy that I'm going to have for the rest of the season. But we're going to get knocked out by Leeds, because we saw what Leeds did to Man U. So the FA Cup is basically going to be done in the semifinals for us. And then we'll see what happens over the summer. I'm not really looking forward to it because, again, Winstanley and Stewart have not shown to want to change their minds and their transfer strategy and what they're doing here. They seem to want to stick to it. So with that, I kind of expect us to once again not go for experience. Once again, go get a manager who is not good enough, because Rosinio, even though they said he'll stay, even if we don't get Europe, I highly doubt that. If we end the season without winning a single match under him, you can't keep him. But even if we do get rid of him, I'm not confident we're going to go get a manager that has the quality and the experience we need. So yeah, it's just really frustrating right now. And I think, again, where all the protests are talking about trying to get the owners out, we need to focus on getting these sporting directors out, because that is where the quality on the pitch, that's where we're struggling, because they're not doing their jobs. They're not making sure that we have the best players. They're not making sure that we have the experience here, either in the coaching dugout or on the pitch, to make sure that we can be successful, to make sure that we can go for titles. These are the two dumbasses that are responsible for all of this. So again, that's where I think we need to focus in, stop going after the whole hierarchy, because again, we don't know what we're going to get if we do manage to force them out. Let's force out the two idiots that are clearly not doing their jobs. But anyways, with all that being said, those are my thoughts on this one, so cue the outro. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more Chelsea previews, reviews, and talks. Also, let me know what your thoughts are down below, whether you agree, disagree, or just want to call me stupid. Let me know, we can talk about it, discuss all that good stuff. Also, if you want to hear me talk about TV shows and movies that I like, check out my channel Mason the Brock Henderson, where I upload reviews every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As well as if you want to watch me play through video games and try to make it entertaining for you, I have a Let's Play channel, Meso Hendo Plays, where I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, if you do want to help me grow this channel, I do have a Patreon where all the funds and donations will go directly into improving this channel's quality. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace out, and up the Chels.